Man, it's a definite strange time in the history of the sport right now and the history of the world. And this is what we think we know. The Feld had a manager's call. Obviously, Seattle is canceled. That's already been announced. So Seattle is out. So that's now 16 rounds are left. This weekend's race in Indy, from what I hear, will be no fans.
Literally, things are happening by the minute right now.
I just got told that there is a conference call with all teams in Feld in the next 10 minutes.
I don't think anyone's ever faced any sort of dynamic like this, so to think there's a roadmap for it would be probably silly.
What do we do, Anton, from here? What do you think should be done?
They just have to put it on pause.
This is insane. They just announced Indianapolis Supercross is canceled.
Yeah, I'm still kind of trying to figure out where this even goes moving forward. It's unprecedented. We've never had to deal with event cancellations.
This might be the first domino to fall for the rest of the series. We don't even know.
You know that Webb's not going to be 100% this weekend.
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't say that. I wouldn't say I know that.
Just the fight that kid has, he's tough. He's really, like I said, earning my respect, which doesn't mean anything. It's just, you know, how each of us view these certain riders. We all have our opinions, and mine has certainly changed over the course of this season.
Oh my! The reigning champion down hard, and the Alpine Star medical crew right there to assist him.
He did the same thing Cincerulo did. He missed the top of the dragon back. Look at him, he's riding it. He leans over to the left to miss the face and just lands right on his back.
On the hard cement.
Cooper Webb is a gamer. I don't know any other way of saying it. When it's go time, that guy is, you're right, his legend grows each weekend with the adversity he has been through, his back stuff.
Any type of recovery is sped up when you do give the body more oxygen. Everything hinges on how much oxygen is moving around the body, from blood flow to all areas. So it's a huge benefit to be able to do this within your own home.
I think he's lived it and done it so many times that he knows how important coming back, finishing a race, coming back the next weekend, not sitting one out, because these things can come down to just a few points. What if he loses by 3 points because he didn't come back or whatever? So he would kill himself for not laying it on the line.
You don't really want to jump beside somebody.
Right.
Because you're going to land in sand and stuff. I think you're almost better off taking
like
the sand how it is and maybe even moving that roller closer to this 90 over here a little bit. It becomes that one line where everyone needs to land in that one spot.
Right. So I'll definitely not make it jump to where you want to jump it then.
I would think.
Better for safety and better for racing.
I would think. Okay. And especially, I don't know if, obviously I'm a little nervous now with concrete, but if there is concrete on that side.
No, there's not concrete in here at all.
Okay, cool.
It's AstroTurf here.
That's good.
So it's just plywood around the edges.
Yeah, that's fine.
Speaking hyperbole a lot about these kids, and the class of 2020 is very impressive. Pierce Brown was held out because of an injury in the offseason.
The fact that they held him out is a brilliant move. That's a Bobby Hewitt move right there. They held him out of the first round. You're not ready. You've been on an injury. You hadn't had enough time on the bike. Don't want to rock your confidence. You're doing good at the test track. I love it.
Like if you want to take a breath over under and then charge it double and get going.
Yeah, and
just think about starting your lap on the double instead of this.
Okay, yeah.
They're cautiously approaching his season with the idea of, hey, let's build and not just come out swinging.
I was always taught to start your fast lap half a lap before, so you're warmed up.
That dude gets it. He rides Supercross perfect. He completely, as a rookie, understands how to ride Supercross. Just needs to have that experience.
On a fast lap, you would probably go outside 3, right? Or would it be worth double and setting up for this?
He just needs to build and be there all year long, because then next year he comes in, and I mean, I'll say it right now, if he gets through this season and the summer, I think Pierce is battling for wins next year, no question. The talent is not missing in any way.
If you just take your time, or see how Brayton just did it, and gets over it, if you can just do that.
The first turn, come back out, what do you feel it?
Mainly on the gas, on the brakes too, it's kind of unsure.
You count it up, if roughly they're doing 40 laps a day. Coming into Tampa, he'd only have about 400 laps under his belt. And Dallas, he'd have 560. And that'd be another week of riding. If you waited till Atlanta, you have 720.
Here we go.
This is is a good ride for Pierce Brown. Can you imagine the nerves he's going through right now? He's going to make a pass up the inside, take the line right away from Jimmy Dakotas.
This is a battle now for second as McElrath has closed in on Brown, and he's going to get him just before the finish line jump.
And this is a great time for Pierce to learn behind one of the best guys in this series right now. He's got the red plate. If he can hold on to the rear wheel of Shane McElrath, he's going to learn a lot. This is very good to see Pierce Brown running up front. He was fast all day, like I said earlier. Pretty impressive, wouldn't you say, Ralph?
Way to make it happen, bud. Good job.
As equally sad as they are to see Shane McElrath go, I'm telling you, the hype behind Pierce Brown, they've been waiting a long time. They signed this kid when he was like 13 on 80, so they have been watching and waiting for him to get ready to go in Atlanta.
So good.
Thank you.
Oh my God.
Awesome ride. Thank you. Love you too, Mom. Will do. Thank you.
He's not really just able to like dry, like it's almost like work for him to, he can't just let it go.
Can I see the start too?
Yeah, I want to know what the heck went wrong. A little late on the jump, Adam pointed out.
If I would have stayed on the seat, I felt like I could have
been fine.
Been fine, yeah. But I stood up and then probably started.
Why did we stood up?
I just got too excited.
I'm very happy though.
Deep breath and execute, just like you know how, man. Those early lap moves, you know, make that happen. Get your pace, ride smooth, ride smart, have fun.
Pierce Brown, unfortunately, his MO is that he pushes too hard. He does not have any patience, and unfortunately, that played out in Atlanta in his debut, and he ended up on the ground.
Everyone was mostly going inside after the sand, so of course he had to go outside, and then he hit a tough one.
And it bit him.
You just had too much weight on the outside there, and you just...
You got off now.
Yeah.
See where
Right there, yeah.
that bump is?
It's like the berm was blown away. You can see someone already went through that tough block.
He said Julie knocked it down.
Oh. Damn.
You had so many good positives today that we can't let one negative overshadow all the positives. I do not want you to be upset at yourself. Solid day. We can gain from it, learn from it, and we move on, and we'll be at Daytona even better.
All right, how cool is this? Your first Supercross race, you go out and you qualify fourth. You're battling the red plate holder in your heat race. Pretty good debut.
Yeah, but unfortunately he decides to tangle with a tough block, but he had a day of days.
Yeah.
Pierce Brown did exactly what Tyler Keefe had hired him for. There was no guesswork in Tyler and putting him on that motorcycle. They knew at age 13 he was going to be the guy, and what a way to deliver.
Ken has to get a win here just to kind of keep those points a little bit closer. He doesn't want Eli to get a run.
Ken Roczen on that 94 as one he thinks who can stop Eli Tomac. He visualizes that number 1 plate to help get him ready to go. A good start, so important, and Roxon's gonna have it.
Hey, if Eli gets through Daytona and he's got one more win to his credit, this thing might be over.
Eli Tomac has got to get by these guys. Ken's riding really well tonight. And before you know it, Ken will be gone.
Down goes Tomac. This is devastating for the man who's hoping to win his first championship this year. Cooper fighting to get back in this championship. Would it come back? It would be. He's there. Webb! Webb trying to get to the podium. Here comes Eli. Checkers to Roczen. One of the greatest comebacks we've seen in a long time as Cooper Webb goes from flat on his back in Arlington on the cement to the podium a week later, and Ken Roczen is now tied with Tomac, and they will share the red plate in Daytona.
Oh my God! Oh, that was amazing. Oh my God!
That was a night you win championships.
Yeah.
We needed that. In it, all the way.
Roczen needed a win. He had to stop this thing. And incredibly enough, what was it, 7? Was it 7 down going in?
I had to come back this weekend and get a win, and that's what we did, and tighten it back up. So we did our job tonight.
Ties it up.
Yeah.
Red plate after 9 rounds, dueling red plates.
Just this one win by Roczen, I think, nullifies all that. It puts it literally, it's a tie. It's literally, well, we're right back to it's anyone's ball game now.
This is a better Kenny, JT, than we've ever seen in Supercross. I might argue.
It's weird, man. I've given up on the whole like mentally. Oh, I gotta do 2 or 3 20s throughout the week because I feel like every time I do that, I feel honestly almost shitty on the weekend, and then every time I don't.
And it changes week to week. Like your body's different, your sleep's different, the airplane flight's different.
I thought it was really telling that he is so aware, right? He knows Daytona is, for Eli, he's probably already chalking it up as a W. And if Roczen could go in there and steal that win, that sends a pretty powerful message.
He's already done about 38 laps anyway, so.
Yeah. Dude, you're the lap king already.
Me?
Yeah, first one on the track, just did a 20 real quick.
I did ride a lot for my warm-ups. All right.
You gotta get that old body rolling, huh?
Yeah. I gotta wake her up. It takes me a bit longer.
Hey, I'm gonna go first, but give me a big gap.
No!
Get right on him, Kenny. Don't get on me. I will roost you so bad. I was gonna say that's. Oh yeah.
Sexton will be on a 450 on the outdoors beside Ken Roczen this summer. A lot of people will think that he's moved up too quickly.
The fact that he has Ken Roczen in front of him, he is the alpha male there at that team. There's no expectations of Chase going in and beating this guy, but I think it's good for him to kind of work underneath a guy, a champion like that, and learn from him.
Looks like Kenny's coming around today.
250 class, what do you think then moving forward? I still think Shane's gonna put up a good fight, but I think Chase is gonna, again, I think year 3 for him, he's just locking in.
Sexton's good. Sexton's good, Weege.
I saw him his rookie year break his femur, and I've never seen someone just completely polish their game from like good to great so perfectly.
RJ Hampshire leading a lot of laps. Chase Sexton looks really good though. He looks really good, right? Like, how do you beat that guy right now?
Chase Sexton, RJ Hampshire scrubbing a little plastic. I think he left the door open and Hampshire just took it.
I'm not very good at saving crashes, to be honest. RJ would save that. He's good at saving crashes.
He's just looked matured. He looked like he has taken ownership of that #1 plate that he won last year. And say what you want about, the season last year with Forkner. This is 2020, and he has the #1 plate, and he's acting like it belongs there.
Happy birthday, dear Peyton. Happy birthday.
Whoa.
Damn, the fan
Dude,
already. No, the fan, dude. It was J-Mart's, A-Mart's fault.
Thanks, boys.
Make a wish.
I'm glad I got my own cake.
Already
blew it out.
That thing will be gone in no time.
My wish was easy on this one. You guys all know about my wish
Thanks
list.
everybody for singing with me. It's nice of you guys.
We thought it was a solo. A single cake all to myself.
Well, if you don't look, I might scoop a little.
You might have to divide it up on 30 people.
Chase Sexton looks really good though.
Riding a 450 today.
Yeah, I saw that. Yeah, testing the 450, yeah.
Big dog day. Big dog. I don't think I can put it on the stand. It's too heavy.
And a lot of people might not know this, Kevin, but he's going to move up to a 450 outdoors.
Kind of excited today, just kind of get his feet wet, get a bike that's kind of set up for his style, and I think we're in for a treat.
Kind of a weird deal right in the middle, in between races, to jump on the 450.
Yeah, a little bit. I agree.
I think that's a good thing I'm riding outdoors today too, because get my speed up again.
Dude, every time I ride outdoors so far, I get back on the Supercross track and I feel better.
Yeah.
And for Daytona, it's going to be even more.
So this is his last hurrah in Supercross, and I'm on the fence that, that's going to be a pretty big jump for him.
I think people are kind of, second guessing me going to 450 because I'm young, but I think I'll be
more competitive than people think. So I guess we'll see. I'll let the riding do the talking.
Whoever the smart people that make a lot more money than you and I do at Honda have obviously put the time in. They think the kid's capable of mental. I think it's more mentally at this point, and physically he's gotten big. He's grown into his body. I think he'll be fine.
He's got to be on cloud 9 right now. Usually gets pretty rough.
That's okay. First day riding a new 450 doesn't have to be gnarly rough to start with.
We're like, hey, no pressure, Chase. Just go out there and have fun. There's like 10 of us out here.
Yeah, all watching.
Film crews and shit.
He's taking a break.
Oh yeah, you know.
Yeah.
For whatever reason, Sexton being champ and Sexton having this Honda 450 ride already sewn up, it wasn't sitting well with a lot of riders. It's like Sexton just had kind of a target on his back. Forkner won most of the races last year, and then Sexton wins one race and wins the title, and then it's a guaranteed 450 deal.
I like the look of the 23 on this bike. It looks good.
You did what?
I like the number at 23 on this bike. I think it looks better than the Geico bike.
It's new. You could literally put a turd on your number plate right now. You'd be like, oh, that looks good.
You know what looks better?
94. It's the same. He says the 23 looks better on this bike. It's the same thing.
No, it's not. It's not the same thing.
Sexton just needed one more year. I think he's a lot better this year. And now it's like, okay, now you can see why there's people at Honda that are so pumped on the dude. And I think he's making believers out of some people that maybe didn't necessarily believe.
I think I was one of them, to be honest. I was like, huh? 450 ride? What? Kid's pretty good, though. He's grown. He's filled out.
You look like Geyser out there.
Really?
Like what? Just style-wise and everything?
Yeah, I have to wonder if, let's say Sexton just goes on and dominates 250 Supercross this year. Let's say last year he wins one race. Let's say this year he wins 6 out of 9, right? Suddenly, you've got to think there's a bit of a bidding war and like, whoa, he's a bigger guy. He could really be getting a 450. Then maybe 2 or 3 teams want him. Well, they got it before anyone was even thinking about that.
Did Adam do outdoors with you guys last year, or did he keep separate? He would do it with you guys? Dude, that's going to be sick having those 3 push each other.
I think you guys are dead on it in terms of they got him for super low. There's not a huge risk on their part.
Yeah, and they're looking smart now because you're like, they were probably banking on, look, it was only really his 2nd full year in 250 Supercross. We're signing him for what he's going to look like after year 3. And you can see that he is much better this year than even last year.
He's sized for a 450. I just think he's really locked in, and I think this transition to 450, which I was a little concerned how early it was, I don't think I'm concerned anymore. I really don't.
I was so bummed about whenever he said the "my sister" thing in the last Moto spot. Dude, he was almost crying over it. Like, he literally thought I was, like, mad.
So I think the benefit from Holden's program is the mental, and I think that's where RJ is riding so hard because he believes he's got to win because he's on that program.
The speed's there. Don't have to work on that. Just got to slow everything else down. You can't train that. Mitch Payton has always said that. He goes, I'll take a guy with raw speed over a guy that can go 20 minutes plus 2 because I can get him to that point.
What are you going to focus on? Myself. And what else? Consistency. All right.
Control. Ken Roczen and Cooper Webb could not allow Eli Tomac to have any more momentum going forward into Daytona. If he carried a win from Atlanta into Daytona, that might have been the series right there. The firewall was Atlanta, and those guys came through.
Tied in the points, man. This season couldn't get much better than what it's been. This is going to be great run to the finish between Kenny and Eli. This is going to be great.
Yeah, he knows if he can go in and take a win away from Eli at a track like Daytona, that could really, send a message mentally to Eli that maybe this isn't his year after all.
They were in, Lucas Oil Stadium ready to go, and it came so quickly. It was, at least you see a tornado. No one saw this coming.